Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Welcome back. You're still watching E-Vibes, the entertainment show on Signature TV. Today, we peel back the curtain on the world most people never see, the world of managing a female artist. What does it really take to guide a woman through an industry that often celebrates her image but challenges her power? What are the unspoken battles, the pressures, the breakthrough, and the sacrifices that comes with the role? With us is someone who's been behind the scene, navigating the highs and lows of a female artist's journey. Trust me, you haven't heard this side of the story. His name is Davy Fountains. He is a music executive. We'll be talking about the untold story of managing a female artist. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's nice to be here. It feels great.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. Yeah. So before we delve into the topic of the day, I got to know that. Should I say you were into music, or do I say you are still a music artist?
I'm still a music artist.
So why did you stop?
Any day. I didn't stop. I just took a step back. Right?
Why?
So, I came to 15 Studios. I think it was 2018, 2019, and we discovered we had a conglomerate of artists there. There were many of us, and I kind of have always loved this idea of building a bigger picture. A group of people together, while going forward, conquering together and all that. So, but I began to realize it was beyond just being able to sing, being able to create music. There was another world to that, and because we dropped songs a few times, no traction, no nothing. So I began to wonder, what are we missing? So that led me into studying the music part, music business part of music, and it was an intriguing world, and that kind of gave me an edge over my peers. I kind of began to lead when it comes to that area. So we came together, we're like, oh, we need to push somebody. We realized that we cannot expend energy across board, so we need to come together and push one person first, right? And so while deliberating on that, we all had our songs out. Everybody was going for one show or the other. But then something happened. Teflon had dropped her song. She went for a show. We saw how people lighted up when they saw her, right? You know, it's kind of less effort, much returns, more reactions. She wasn't doing much, right? And she was getting results. People were reacting. People were like, oh, who's this girl? She has a nice voice, you know, that kind of thing. And so we're like, I stepped back and I was like, I think this has to be the person that goes out, because we needed someone strong. First of all, from this part of the world, there are very few female artists, so she has little or no competition at all, and she has her music is good, she has a great personality, and I was like, why not? So we all came together.
That was how you picked to manage her?
Yes, that was when we were like, okay, we've been working together. It's been a group of, it's not just me, we've been together, group of people, and working on her, working together. Then we chose her to go first before us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything different or surprising about managing a woman in the industry?
Of course. The first thing is, you know, there are stereotypes to women from this part of the world. We are aware of it. It's more like as a woman, there are some places you shouldn't be in, and some things you're not supposed to do, and some expectations from, you know, both your family, the system, how you should behave as a woman. The things they expect you to achieve at a certain time as a woman: marriage, school, going to school, getting married, getting pregnant, raising kids. So these are usually the issues we had to deal with, because it can affect, it becomes almost like a distraction, right, as a woman. But as a manager, one of the things you need to do, good manager tries to understand the woman's world, tries to understand her safety, and tries to understand her vision, right? What does she want to do? Where does she see herself in the next 5 years? And also, because most of the time it looks like there's a lot of work on the manager, but the truth is the artist also plays a huge role in how far the manager can carry her, especially the female artist. It's about how, first of all, the chemistry between the management and the artist, right? And then how much the artist understands what the management needs from her and what they want her to do. Because sometimes a lot of artists, for them, I think is about, I want to sing, I walked into the studio, I made a good song, it's banging, and they forget that there is the groundwork.
Yeah.
They forget that there is the behind the curtains work. It's not hype. It's about growth. It's about the learning process, right? Going from ground zero to one. So if you have an artist that wants to sit down and learn as a female artist, avoid all the distractions, then we're going somewhere, right? But if you have a female, which is usually mostly the case when it comes to, because there's a lot of pressure from society, the females cave in most times. That's why it looks like there are lots of males out there and there are little to no females actually, especially from this part of the world, I mean southeastern Nigeria, right? So that's what it is.
All right, so can you tell us like some very notable challenges that comes with it? You know, women have their issues. I mean, you made mention of when she wants to get married, have kids. Do you think getting married and having kids would maybe be a limitation or a barrier to getting some kind of brand endorsements and all that?
It is not supposed to be.
But it is.
But it is. And let me say this. There are no hard rules to this issue on ground, right? But because it always and will always depend on the people involved, the artist and the management, right? If she has a perfect support system, whether it's pregnancy, whether it's marriage, it won't stop her from achieving what she needs to achieve, right? So I think my approach towards those kind of things is she needs to, whoever the female artist is, like in this case Teflon, I don't think pregnancy, in fact she has been through a lot. There was like, she needed to go to school. I think we were having this conversation behind the curtain earlier on. She needed to go to school. She's a nurse, she's a registered nurse. She has been in school for since 2019, I think. There was a lot of pressure on her. Stay in school, you can't do music and do school, right? But it was about her having a perfect support system, telling her, okay, it's time to read your books, it's time to make music, right? That perfect support system is what can give a woman the push to deal with any barrier, whether it's marriage or whether it's pregnancy, whatever it is. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's the people involved. It has nothing to do with the situation they find themselves in. It's the people involved, their mindset. Okay, no matter what, we're not giving up on this. You need to go through this process. When you're done with it, we're waiting for you. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So that's what can break that barrier, whatever it is.
All right, so let's talk about T-Bills and Tiwa Savage. I mean, we know that. Why did you shout like that? We know that he was her manager and also ex-husband, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think maybe fame, pressure, and you need to concentrate on the family or something could have maybe caused a fallout between the both of them? And again, do you also think it's proper for you as an artist to maybe get married to your producer or your manager?
Can we take this one at the time? You're asking me two questions.
The first question.
So
do you think All right, go ahead.
So the first question, you repeat it again. Come again, please.
The case of T Bliss and Tiwa Savage. Do you think fame, pressure, and all that must have caused the fallout between the both of them? I mean, getting married to your manager.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, there is no situation that has a hard rule to it. It all depends on the people involved. There's a lot that happened with TVOs and Tiwa, right? A lot to unpack. We can sit down here and talk about, like, we can take 24 hours and 7 days to talk about this issue. But what I'm going to say is, it all rises and falls with the individuals involved. Let's not forget that this guy was instrumental in breaking her out as a superstar. He was her ride or die from the time he started managing her, and helped in transiting her from being a backup singer in the US to being a full-blown Afrobeat star. So whatever happened, I believe there were signs from day one that were overlooked and ignored, right? And you know, she talked about drug use, he talked about infidelity. There were so many sides to the whole talk, but my own is, it's not, after all, I'll give you a perfect example. What's her name? The guy, Celine Dion. Celine Dion. Her manager was her husband till the time of his passing. So it can work. It can work. It just depends on the people involved. Fame, money, whatever that is, it's just an amplifier of who you really are. It's always been there from day one. Thank you. So that's what I think. That's my opinion, because it can always work. It just depends on the people involved.
So how do you navigate situation where the industry underestimates her because she's a woman? This whole saying is a men's world thing.
Well, truth is, it's a lot of work. It's actually double the work, because the expectation is they're supposed to work 2 times more for half the credit, right? And meanwhile, the man walks in and takes it all. And we come from a part, it's more dominant in this part of the world, because even from our families, we are raised to kind of look at the girl child as a kind of like a second citizen, right? And it's not just even in the entertainment world. It's like all around. It's a general thing. Anywhere you go, it's like you know, that kind of thing. Or if you're a woman and in the entertainment industry, it's almost like you're a prostitute. They don't believe you can make it. You can come out on solid. You know, that kind of thing. So it's tough. But one of the things we do is, like I said, number one, we try to understand that world, and we try to build a system that protects her emotionally and psychologically, all round, right? And because I would also tell you, she's not the first female artist we've tried to manage. So I'll also let you know this, because a lot of times people think, it's from the management. No, even sometimes these artists also have a huge role to play. And that's why I told you, I remember we were having a conversation behind the curtain. I told you, making music is just 10%, so far as I'm concerned. I will look at you first. Every other thing can be learned, right? If you have a pretty voice, songs can be written for you, you still be a superstar. But do you have what it takes to carry that? If we are trying to protect you, do you believe that we're trying to protect you, right? So that understanding. So when it comes to the case of dealing with Teflon, we obviously have that understanding, right? And then we try, all we do is build a system that protects her and supports her. Where she has challenges, we come in and help push her through, right? So that's what it is.
I'm so sorry, we don't have much time. I have one more question.
Right,
and I know that one more question you're going to stretch.
I talk, say, when I hear I talk now.
All right. To end, right? This might sound very tricky, but if you should expose one lie people believe about female artists and their managers, what would it be?
I think that female artists always are like prostitutes. They sleep around a lot, blah blah blah, you know, that kind of stuff. In
Yeah.
fact, that's the thing about the entertainment industry. We don't believe that there are females out there actually doing it and doing it well without getting themselves involved in all those things. That's the perception, and it's a myth. It's a real
not the
myth.
fact.
It's not the fact. And like I said, it depends on the individuals involved. That you saw Sandra do it doesn't mean that Mercy or Chioma is doing it. It all depends on the person, their mindset, their background, where they're coming from.
Thank you so much, Davy
nice
Fountain. I'm so
being
sorry
here.
this conversation was so short.
It's okay.
But I had a great time with you. I'm sure you did too.
Yeah, I did. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. The show has come to an end. Join us same time tomorrow for more interesting stories, insightful conversations like this. Follow all our social media platforms, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to always tune in every single day on SLTV Channel 265. Enjoy the rest of your day. I remain your baby girl, Queenette Mukunta.